Hey guys, what's going on? It's about that time, 30 books in 30 weeks. I am not going to be on here long because I got to get back to a project, but I missed yesterday and we are on week 19 of 30 books in 30 weeks, and this week's book is Every Day a Friday. And so I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss again. Shh, don't anybody tell that I missed last night. But anyway, we're like 100 and almost 140 days into this thing. Like, the personal development is flowing. So as you guys come in, feel free to share the video out. What's going on, Ed? Hey. Feel free to share the video out. We are on this 30 books in 30 weeks personal development journey. We got about another month and a half, maybe 6 weeks left to get our 30 weeks in. And this week we're talking about every day is a Friday. And the message I wanted to share tonight is your everyday doesn't have to be your always. It's not your always. So don't assume responsibility, or don't assume that how it's always been is how it has to always be, right? So as you guys come in, like I said, Brookhon, what's going on? So as you guys come in, share the video out. For those of you who don't know me, who don't really understand what this whole personal development journey is all about, my name is Marcy Batiste. I'm clumsy. That's number one. I'm a public speaker. I'm an author, and I'm America's #1 success and recovery trainer. So I work with women especially to help them discover and embrace their star power. I really truly want you all to be able to experience life unedited. Don't go the edited route. Do what you want. Do what makes you happy. Figure out but you got to first figure out what that is. And so a lot of times we get so hung up on how it's always been. And one of the things that I'm going to share 2 points with you guys tonight, 2 things real quick. Number one, something one of my mentors always told me, and he said, people always look to their past for permission for their future. And so what you've always done, hey Sandra, what's going on? Terry, T-Mac, hey. So what you've always done in the past, you're using that as a frame of reference. That's kind of your measuring point for where your future has for potential. Like, what can I accomplish based on what I did or didn't do in the past? And I'm here to tell you, one ain't got nothing to do with the other. What you did is what you did. What you didn't do is what you didn't do. None of that has anything to do with your capacity. None of that has anything to do with your potential. None of that has anything to do with your abilities. That's all right here. It's up here. And so when you start moving out into, hey Joy, when you start moving out into that space of deciding, you know what, I know it's got to be more. I know it has to be more to life. And I realized when I started my journey years and years ago, it was about close to 15 years ago, towards my personal development, my weight loss, all of that kind of stuff. I was really looking at what I did in the past for permission for my future. And so I was telling myself, I can't. I never had that problem on a corporate level. On a corporate level, I was always good. I was very confident. But on a personal level, emotional train wreck all day, every day. I promise you. And so the confident, outspoken, stand in front, writing books, public speaking that you see today, please, the first time I had to give a public speech, I literally sweated in places I didn't know I could sweat. It was 5 minutes, and I had to just tell who I am to a group of officers at the bank that I worked for, and it was torture. So now to be on stage in front of hundreds of people at a time, it doesn't faze me. If I had looked to my past for permission for my future, I never would have became a public speaker. Never. My first book told my personal story. I was ashamed of my past. If I had looked for my past for permission for my future, I never would have became an author. I never would have written 7 books, because I would have told myself, you've never done that before, so you're not capable. You can't do it. Point number 2, and this is where Pastor Joel comes in. Y'all know I always say that the universe always delivers to you just what you need. So I was in a relationship. I was trying to navigate, how do I get kind of out of this situation? And I was watching one of Pastor Joel's seminar services on TV. Very seldom watch TV ministries, but for whatever reason that day, because the universe said, girl, I got what you need, waiting for you, catch this message. And I'll never forget the sermon that he preached. He talked about changing the picture in the frame. You got to change the picture. He said, if you don't like what you see, you got to change the picture. You have to change the picture in the frame. It's all up to you. And so I thought about when you look at a picture frame, right? And all you see is what's right here. The picture frame is going to look different. So pretend this is a picture frame. If I look at it from this angle, it's one thing. If I turn it, it looks a completely different way. All I had to do was change the picture in the frame. I didn't need permission to change my relationship status. I didn't need, hey Gillette, what's going on, Robin? How y'all doing? I didn't need permission. I didn't need that. But so often my habits said, you need to look to your past for permission to have the future that you want. But that wasn't true. And so when Pastor Joel said that to me, if you don't like what you see, change the picture in the frame. You'll see something different, but it's up to you to change that picture. That's what I did. I took hold of my life. I took hold of that relationship. I took hold of what I wanted to see in that frame, and I replaced that with the picture. And for the next 2 years, I had on my nightstand an empty picture frame. And that was to remind me every morning and every night that if you don't like what you see, change the picture in the frame. That's what Pastor Joel taught me. That's how I learned how to experience life unedited. That's how every day is a Friday for me. Like, every day is amazing. I go through stuff. I have my moments. I have my struggles, my trials, my tribulations. But you know what? One thing, and Gillette's on here, she'll testify. We have this conversation all the time. It's temporary. It's temporary. That's what we said. It's temporary. Whatever circumstance you're in, it's temporary. If you know you want something different, make something different. You don't have to go to your permission and ask for permission from your past to predict your future. So what's always been doesn't have to always be. Your always doesn't. Your everyday doesn't have to be your always. It doesn't have to be. It's up to you. Change the picture in the frame. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great night. Thanks for living life on Mars, y'all.